Okay, the next thing we're going to do is use the slicer to create the file that the sign shop will use. So here's slicer for Fusion. Just going to make a new file. And I'm going to import that STL file. So now I need to go find it. That's on my computer. It's kind of hard to find in here. It's probably in here on my desktop. Looks a little, it's old-fashioned. This is an old program, but it's super useful. Takes a little while to come in. There it is. Now, the thing is, I don't know how big this is, and it's on a little tiny piece of paper. So I need to get this on my 48 by 48 sheet. Okay, so let's come over here. And that was the little edit sign, and I'm going to make a new one. And I'm going to rename it. Double click. 48 inch by 48 inch. And then I have to set it. 48 by 48. And I'm not really sure the thickness yet. I think I'm going to make them 0.06. I know that's going to make this a little bit thicker than it is because we're going to make that 0.06 to 0.25. But let's just see how it's going to look here. Okay, and then down here, we have to pick that one then. There it is. And then we can select a technique, and we're going to do stacked slices. And there it is. And let's take a look at these. First, I'm going to change the width to about 12. Make it a little bit bigger. It's not bad, but I can fit a few more onto this sheet. So let me try 13. Try 14. I'm just going to keep going until I max this thing out. 15. And you know what? I think that's one. It's looking not too bad. Let's take a look and see one more time on my settings. My thickness is 0.06. Let me make it 0.05 and just see if, there we go. Now I've got all of the pieces being able to be shown. Okay, and I'm using up an entire sheet. Might be able to get one more out of it. Let's see if I can go to 16. Yep, I'm getting it as big as I can. That's pretty big. So I'm going to have this is going to be 16 inches overall by 21 inches. That's a nice big model. And I see all of the contours that I want to be able to see. So that looks like it's pretty good. So I probably need to save this. If I go to save to my computer, this is going to save the project so that I can come back and do it again. Site plan. Six, 4, sign shop. I'll put my initials on it. Okay, let's see what that looks like. If I come back, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, easier to see. I can look at the assembly steps. And right here, it's at the end of the assembly. So if I run it backwards, I can see it step by step by step. So there's some tiny little pieces that I'm probably going to ignore. There it is. That's what it's going to look like. So now let me get my plans as a PDF. Kind of hard to see there, but it's not showing up on the screen all the way. It's a little bit below the screen, but that's choosing a PDF and export to the computer. It's going into here again. So this is Site Plan 6 for Sign Shop ROS. There we go. Now when I look in my own file, I've got a ton of stuff in here. I've got my Slicer for Fusion file. I have my PDF file. I have my sample to try. That's what I started with. Here's my SKP file. And here is my STL file. And it's kind of a problem because this doesn't really tell you what types of files these are. The VMware doesn't see that very well, but that's okay. You can just leave it, and if you name them properly, you'll be able to do your work. Right? So there we go. That is the process for creating the landmass.